Welcome back to AskAPop. Today we're talking about home and other important stuff. Here's one of those things where I'm going to ask you to take a look at all these pics, try to figure out exactly what in tarnation they have in common and how in the world would they make an SSA. Well, let me tell you a little story. You see, I got a day off and I was planning on catching up on some important stuff and trying to figure out just where in the tarnation my workbench is. And finally getting around to putting our suitcases up from the vacation we took about a month ago. Don't judge. There's more to that here in a little bit. And anyway, I was taking my lovely wife to work and coming back, and I happened to see a squirrel crossing the road, and I stopped, let him cross. And as I saw him finding his new home on the other side, it got me thinking about a Bible verse that's going to be part of our reading today. And then a little later on, I saw a heron that wasn't running, because they don't scurry or run, they stroll, while all of us stopped and watched them stroll. And that got me again thinking about the Bible verse and how God always takes care of these animals, even though they don't know where they're going to sleep tonight. They know that God's going to take care of them. And then when I get home, before I started on my chores, I happened to look at the two once feral cats. Now they happen to be the king and queen of our household, and how they found God takes care of them through finding willing participants, his servants, namely us, and how he's able to do that as well. You see, he can do all sorts of things, and sometimes he uses willing servants to do his work, and that is the awesome and wonderful power of God. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because while God does move mountains and move miracles, he loves to use his willing participants, Christians, to do his work. And why is that important? Because you can actually look and say, feed world hunger. We're not going to be able to do that. We're not going to be able to solve world peace. But we can help feed a kid. We can help feed a kitten. Or we can help feed, you get to fill in the blank. This is just a thought from a guy who's got a garage to clean up, and he's got to get started on it sooner rather than later. The Bible verses for today are Matthew 6:25 through 34 and Acts 22. And have you ever had and as far as questions, have you ever had folks in your life that have been heaven sent? How about times in your life where you felt somebody's just shown up at the right time? Or how about, have you ever shown up at just the right time for somebody else? God bless you.